Hey, it's Melissa from Kiwibanana, and today I'm going to do a video on what is whole food plant-based. Like, what does WFPB really stand for? And that's really just like, obviously plant-based being foods that come from plants. Are you just say, well, foods that are plants? You know, foods that come from animals or are part of animals are not considered plant-based foods. And then whole food is meaning, I guess, like the least processed as possible. Like, obviously all your food is going to be processed to some extent, unless you're growing all your food in your own garden. You're just picking it up, washing it, and then you're shoving your mouth. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, I mean, even then people could consider, you know, washing it as processing it. We don't want to get too extreme here. So it's really just getting as much of the foods in their whole form as possible that you can eat. And that would be, like, obviously fruits and vegetables in their whole form, as much of their whole form as possible. Like, obviously there's some vegetables, if you want to eat some of these vegetables, you have to cook them. You can't just eat raw potatoes. So you know, you boil up some potatoes or steam them or however you like to cook them. And that would be like a whole food, and potatoes. And I know some of you probably may eat like frozen vegetables and fruits, and that would probably be still reasonably low process. If it's just, you know, picking out the shell of the peas and just putting the peas in, that's still, you know, when you're eating the peas like that, that's still very much like a whole food. To most people anyway. And then obviously like grains and legumes as well, like if your body can process it. I don't recommend you eating these foods if you're allergic to any of them or have intolerances to any of them, by the way, just to make that clear. But just things like, you know, if grains, if you're looking at things like rice, so obviously eating brown rice is probably less processed than white rice, but still eating rice in itself generally is not as processed as if you were, I don't know, to make that rice into like a pancake. So, you know, just eating it as much of it, you know, in a form that you can consume it. I'm having a little bit of problems with my phone, sorry about that. And like, you know, legumes, when you think about things like beans, so when you buy them in their dried form and then you soak them and you cook them, that would still be considered a reasonably whole food state. You know, or you could buy them in a tin if you wanted. You know, you probably want to rinse them because they tend to have quite a bit of sodium, and if you don't rinse your beans, it's going to lead to gas and blah blah blah. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're, you know, that's still considered a whole food. And then you think about things like nuts and seeds. Like, if you make them into a spread, it's probably not as much of a whole food as what it could be than if you just ate the nuts and the seeds themselves in a form that you can obviously eat, because you know, there are you can't just eat a walnut and eat the walnut shell. It doesn't digest very well. So basically that's it. That's what I'm trying to tell you, trying to give you an idea of what whole food plant-based means. And you know, this is not really a vegan related video, but it's just sort of letting you know that this is a way that some people like to eat that maybe label themselves as vegan, and maybe some people eat this way and they don't label themselves as vegan, because it's not really looking into the fact of like, do I care about animals or do I not care about animals? It's more of, I just want to care about what goes into my body and my health. And that doesn't mean that just because you eat this way you don't care about animals, or that you do care about animals. I'm just saying that you can eat this way and some people don't class themselves as vegan, and some people do eat this way and they do class themselves as vegan. You know, they care about animals and they do care about the environment. So yeah, that's it. I hope you understand. If you need some more clarification, message me or comment in the description box down below. And like if you do, subscribe would be nice, and I hope you've done something that makes you happy today. See ya!